What if the world you live in isn't entirely based on free will? What if the choices you make, the people you trust, and the emotions you feel are not as independent as you think? Welcome to the hidden world of dark psychology, a field that studies how thoughts, feelings, and behaviors can be shaped, sometimes gently, sometimes powerfully, without your awareness. This is not about magic. It's about science, understanding, and influence. In this video, we're going to unlock secrets most people never learn: how to influence others, how to gain control over social situations, and how to use deep psychological triggers to seduce, persuade, and connect with almost anyone. Whether you're trying to improve relationships, grow your influence at work, or just understand human behavior better, this journey will give you real, practical knowledge. Let's begin. 1. What is dark psychology really about? Dark psychology isn't about being evil. It's about understanding how influence works at a deep level. It's the psychology behind manipulation, persuasion, seduction, and even mind control. It reveals how humans are wired to respond to certain triggers, patterns, and emotions, often without realizing it. Politicians, marketers, leaders, even friends and family may use dark psychology, some ethically, some not. That's why learning this subject isn't just about power, it's about protection. Imagine being able to see through manipulation, to resist emotional traps, or even use the same tools to build stronger, better relationships. Understanding dark psychology gives you that edge. 2. Confidence, the core of influence. Let's be honest, people follow those who appear sure of themselves. Confidence is magnetic. When you walk into a room with presence, speak with clarity, and hold your ground calmly, you automatically attract attention. This isn't just visual, it's psychological. People associate confidence with competence, safety, and leadership. They assume you know something they don't. But confidence isn't just about loudness, it's about self-belief. A person who knows who they are and what they want is more attractive, mentally, emotionally, even romantically. If you want to influence others, build inner confidence first. People can sense it, and they respond. 3. The science of mirroring. Have you ever noticed how friends often start talking or laughing in the same way? That's not random, it's called mirroring. Mirroring is when you subtly copy another person's body language, speech patterns, or energy. It builds rapport, often without the other person realizing it. Why does this work? Because humans are wired to trust people who are like them. If someone mirrors our behavior, our brain thinks, "This person gets me, we're the same." That feeling of similarity creates connection. Next time you talk to someone you want to influence, try mirroring their posture, energy, or tone. Keep it natural, not robotic. Over time, it builds closeness and trust. Chapter 4. Eye contact, the silent power. Your eyes say more than your mouth ever could. Strong, steady eye contact can create tension, curiosity, trust, or fear, depending on how you use it. In persuasion and seduction, mastering eye contact is a must. Want to seem trustworthy? Look someone in the eye while speaking calmly. Want to create mystery or attraction? Hold eye contact just a second longer than expected, then look away slowly. Want to show dominance? Don't blink or break first. But remember, eye contact is cultural. In some cultures, too much is rude. In others, too little seems weak. Learn the context. But in general, eye contact is a non-verbal tool of major influence. 5. Emotional triggers, the hidden levers. Humans don't make decisions with logic alone. We are emotional creatures. So, if you want to persuade or influence someone, learn how to trigger their emotions, ethically. Here are some powerful emotional triggers. Curiosity, make them feel like there's a secret to discover. Fear of missing out. FOMO, show them what they'll lose if they don't act. Belonging, make them feel like they're part of something exclusive. Importance, let them know they matter to you. Scarcity, suggest that what you offer is rare or limited. For example, if you want someone to listen closely, say, "I don't usually share this, but..." That sparks curiosity and importance in one line. Use emotional triggers wisely. They are powerful, and people remember how you made them feel long after they forget what you said. 6. Words that influence, the language of power. Certain words trigger the brain differently. Here are some examples. Because gives people a reason to agree. Imagine activates the creative brain, making people more open. You makes the message personal. Now creates urgency. Secret sparks curiosity. Proven builds credibility. Instead of saying, you should try this product, say, imagine how it would feel to finally have a solution that's proven to work just for you. See the difference? The second version speaks to the brain's emotional and logical sides. It's more powerful. 7. The foot in the door technique. This technique is simple but genius. You start by asking for something small, something easy to say yes to. Then, once the person agrees, you slowly increase the size of your request. Why does this work? Because when people commit to something, even small, their brain wants to stay consistent. Saying yes again feels natural. Example, a salesperson first asks if you have a minute to talk. You say yes. Then they ask if you'd like to hear about a product. Again, you're more likely to say yes. You can use this in relationships, work, or negotiation. Start small, build trust, then go bigger. 8. Reciprocity, give to receive. Humans have a deep inner rule. If someone gives us something, we feel a need to give back. This is the rule of reciprocity. Even a small favor, compliment, or gift can create a sense of emotional debt. Use this power gently and honestly. For example, if you offer help to a colleague, they're more likely to support you later. If you make someone feel seen or appreciated, they'll want to return the feeling. But remember, manipulation destroys trust. Give with sincerity. The return will come naturally. 9. The power of storytelling. Facts tell, stories sell. The human brain is wired to remember stories. We connect with characters, emotions, journeys. That's why great speakers and leaders are also great storytellers. If you want to influence someone, wrap your message in a story. Make it relatable. Use emotion. Take them on a journey. Want someone to trust you? Share a story where you overcame something. Want to explain an idea? Tell a short story that illustrates your point. Stories bypass the logical brain and go straight to the heart. 10. Body language. Speak without words. Over 70% of communication is nonverbal. That means people judge you more by how you move, stand, and gesture than what you actually say. To appear confident and trustworthy, keep your back straight, don't cross your arms, use open, calm hand movements, smile when appropriate. Nod slightly when listening. People don't always hear your words, but they always feel your energy. Mastering body language is like learning a second language, one that everyone around you already speaks. Coming up in part 2, we've just scratched the surface. In part 2, we'll go even deeper into mental manipulation, gaslighting, neurolinguistic patterns, and how to protect yourself from being influenced unknowingly. Dark psychology is not just about using power, it's about being aware of it, knowing when it's being used on you, and how to take control of your own mind. So stay tuned, because the next part may just change how you see the world. Have you ever felt like someone was guiding your decisions without saying much? Have you agreed to something and later thought, why did I say yes? Welcome to the deeper levels of dark psychology, a place where influence becomes subtle, where control feels like freedom, and where persuasion is almost invisible. In part 1, we explored the foundations of dark psychology: confidence, body language, mirroring, persuasion, and emotional triggers. But now we're entering the advanced zone. This is where the tools become sharper, the techniques more precise, and the ethical responsibility even greater. Let's go deeper. 11. Mental manipulation, shaping thoughts without force. Mental manipulation is the act of influencing someone's decisions, emotions, or beliefs without them realizing they're being influenced. It's not always bad. Teachers, leaders, coaches, and even parents use forms of manipulation to guide others for good. But when it's done with selfish or harmful intent, it becomes dangerous. Common manipulative tactics include Gaslighting, making someone doubt their own memory or reality. Guilt tripping, using guilt to make the other person feel obligated. Silent treatment, withdrawing communication to control the situation. Blame shifting, making others feel responsible for your mistakes. The best way to defend yourself? Awareness. When you notice these patterns, don't react emotionally. Step back, think logically, and trust your inner truth. 12. Gaslighting, the ultimate mind game. Imagine someone lying to you, then convincing you that you're the one who's wrong. That's gaslighting. It's one of the most powerful and harmful tools in dark psychology. The goal is to make someone question their own memory, feelings, or sanity, so the manipulator stays in control. Examples. I never said that. You're imagining things. You're too sensitive. That's not what I meant. You're crazy. Everyone else agrees with me. Over time, this weakens the victim's self-confidence, making them dependent on the manipulator for truth. If you suspect someone is gaslighting you, 1. Keep records, texts, messages, notes. 2. Talk to a trusted friend or therapist. 3. Believe your instincts. Knowledge is protection. 13. Anchoring. How first impressions shape decisions. Anchoring is a psychological principle where the first piece of information we receive sets the tone for everything else. For example, if a shirt is marked $100, now $50, your brain sees it as a deal, even if the real value is $30. If someone tells you a person is cold and distant before you meet them, your brain will look for signs to confirm that. Smart influencers use anchoring all the time. In sales, negotiation, dating, even casual conversation. To use it ethically, set a positive tone early. Control the first impression someone has of you or your idea. Frame situations in a way that guides perception. Anchoring isn't trickery, it's psychology. 14. Framing. Change the lens, change the response. Framing is about how you present information, not just what you say. Example, this medicine has a 90% success rate, sounds better than this medicine fails 1 in 10 times, even though both are true. In Persuasion, how you frame your words changes how people feel and react. If you want someone to see an idea positively, present it with confident, benefit-focused language. Instead of, it's a difficult change, say, it's a powerful transformation. You're not lying. You're choosing a frame that highlights the value. 15. The power of silence. 16. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. Silence makes people uncomfortable. In negotiation or persuasion, this discomfort can work to your advantage. Here's how. After asking a question, stay silent. After making a point, pause. When someone is emotional, just listen quietly. Silence shows control. It makes others talk more. It makes you seem more thoughtful and powerful. Used correctly, silence becomes a form of dominance and mystery. 16. Building trust quickly. The trust shortcut. Want to influence someone fast? Build trust and do it quickly. Here's the formula. Be consistent. Keep your words and actions aligned. Be transparent. Don't hide your intentions. Be vulnerable. Share something real about yourself. When you share a personal story, admit a mistake, or show emotion, you humanize yourself. People trust those who feel real, not perfect. Don't fake vulnerability, be authentic. People can feel the difference. 17. Scarcity and urgency, the brain's weak spots. The brain hates missing out. That's why scarcity, only 3 left, and urgency, offer ends tonight, are powerful triggers. They activate fear, excitement, and the need to act fast. This works in dating too. If you appear too available, people may lose interest. If you set boundaries and stay a little mysterious, it triggers desire. To use scarcity ethically, don't lie. Just highlight what's genuinely limited, unique, or exclusive. When used well, these triggers can drive action and decision-making in your favor. 18. Patterns and predictability. Predict, then persuade. Humans are predictable. We live in patterns. Smart influencers observe those patterns and then act 1 step ahead. Examples: if someone always complains before asking for help, you can interrupt the cycle by addressing their need early. If your coworker gets nervous before meetings, you can build calm beforehand. By observing someone's habits, speech, or moods, you gain control over timing, and timing is everything in influence. People feel safer when they're understood. So when you show them that you can read them, they feel seen, valued, and more open to your lead. 19. Defense: protecting yourself from influence. Now that you know how influence works, let's flip the coin. How do you protect yourself? Here's how. Pause before reacting. Emotional decisions are easy to manipulate. Ask questions. Clarify intent. Trust your discomfort. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't commit quickly. Manipulators love fast decisions. Study behavior, not just words. Watch how people act, not just what they say. Being aware is the first shield. Knowledge doesn't just give you power, it gives you freedom. 20. Influence versus manipulation. Know the difference. There's a fine line between influencing and manipulating. Influence is transparent, respectful, and built on trust. Manipulation hides intent, uses fear or guilt, and serves the manipulator's ego. Before using any technique, ask yourself, am I being honest? Am I respecting the other person's free will? Would I be okay if someone used this on me? If the answers are yes, proceed. If not, step back. True power doesn't come from control. It comes from self-control. Final thoughts. You are the influence. We've reached the end of our journey into dark psychology. You now understand how influence works, through body language, emotional triggers, silence, language, framing, and behavior. You've seen the tools, you know the patterns, you've learned how to protect yourself, and how to guide others with intention and integrity. But remember, these tools are like fire. They can warm or burn. Use them not to control people, but to connect with them. Not to manipulate, but to understand. Not to fake trust, but to earn it. Because in the end, the most powerful influence doesn't come from tricks. It comes from truth.